Welcome to the Market Review, where we bring you key developments in the financial and capital market as it affects the economy. As we look at Nigeria's recent 61st independence anniversary, which is a remarkable shift and significant move for the country, our focus today will be on how we can restore the retail investor confidence in the capital markets. With me to have this conversation is Mr. Ambrose Omodio. He's the CEO of Invest Data and also technical analyst. Nice to have you.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a while.
Thank God.
Very well. And looking forward to a very interesting conversation.
No problem. We're together.
Yeah. And before we begin this interesting conversation, let's give you a review of some key developments that happened in the capital market from last week. The Nigeria Exchange Limited announced the share reconstruction and redenomination for AXA Mansard PLC. It also stated that the suspension of trading on the company's shares has also been lifted and the shares can now be traded. The Executive Commissioner of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Mr. Dayo Obison, speaking recently at the 30th anniversary of the Financial Correspondence Association of Nigeria, said there are 3 surviving infrastructure-focused funds in Nigeria, totaling almost 100 billion naira. According to him, there are some that are registered programs. One of them even has a program of about 200 billion naira and has only launched 76 billion naira. These, he believed, are funds that can be leveraged to finance Nigeria's infrastructure gap alongside the Sukuk. We go on a break, and when we return, we continue the conversation.
Tune in to Web TV Daily to stay up to date and informed on the financial market, personal finance, and more. We have got you covered with all your favorite TV shows, economy and politics, market review, women's series, millennial talk, Islamic Finance Weekly, The Brief, exclusive interviews, events, and we keep you up to date on all the updates in the financial market with the market opening gong. Watch premium content. Watch Web TV. Same news, different perspective.
Welcome back. If you're joining the market review, we're discussing Nigeria at 61, restoring the retail investor confidence in the capital market. And my guest is Mr. Ambrose Omodio, CEO, Invest Data. Mr. Ambrose, let's first begin with this. Since the 2007-2008 market crisis, we've seen that there's been a slow pace in terms of getting back the retail investors. Much of institutional investors are there operating and our activities, but the retail investors are still at a slow pace to be regained back to the market. Currently, we have about 3 million in terms of the figures that the Nigeria Exchange gave. And we still look at those figures. Those were the figures as at 2 years, and we still get updated again about recently. So let's say between 2 to 3 million, and that is less than 3% of our population, 200 million. So that's a massive gap. How do we address this massive gap and get back their confidence?
Yeah, actually, as you just said, for us to celebrate 61 years in Nigeria, I think it's a good thing, and we bless God for that. But you just mentioned something that really, triggered my interest, that between 2007 and 2008, there was massive participation in the market, especially after what we call post-capitalization of banks 2006. And don't forget that during that 2006, there was capitalization. Even the Akara fry woman on the road, carpenter, all of them were marketing, stocks. You see that they have that zeal, they're interested in making money. But, I love to tell you that just as life graph is not straight, so stock market graph is not straight. They're always up and down. In the war, we have what we call a cycle. That cycle comes with, for business, it's already in 4 cycle. For market, it's also in 5 cycle. But when you don't understand the cycle where you are entering, when you are caught to the web, all you have made, you lose it for overnight. Coming back again become a problem. Then I now come with another idea to tell people that when I'm teaching that, if an adult is running and it falls down, first of all, that's to look at, is there a hole there? Is there water there? Why I fall down? Then if there's water, this water that fall me, or there's a hole, or there's anything there. But if a child is running, when the child fall down, he continue. If people have lost money in this market, they need another strategy to come back to this same market and make money. But the education is what the market is lacking to drive confidence. Before then, when there were capitalization, both the bankers, all of them were on the street educating Nigerians on the corner. I can see some staff of all these banks standing on the corner doing some short education, like what I told my friend that when I traveled to South Africa for a training, I was in a hotel. I just walked down the hotel. I saw those short about 8 people. A bank was giving them investment education, not stock market. Tell them how to save all those one. I shook my head. I said, oh, they are doing this in their board. Then when they were doing that capitalization, there was lots of education here and there. Different banks were trying because they want to reduce almost 28 banks to 12 banks. That means there were people outside to make sure that they meet that 25 billion. Then for that they were marketing, educating people, and people are going to the church to educate people, and all those people are borrowing money to come and invest. That is at that time there was that Z. People were getting to know about stock, how to make money. But immediately they lost money. Then when they have that crash, global meltdown 2008 and 2009, people have to run to their shelf. But the good thing is that also the regulators themselves and the market operator, till now, they're not doing much in investment education. If they've done that, people have come back massively back to the market, but people are still nursing. It is a market I lost my millions, I lost my billions, I'm coming back. Not knowing that people are even making more billions and more millions in the market where they are starting at the fence. Why I say so that if you look at the market capitalization when we had a crisis, it's far, far lower than what we have today. That means we have admitted new companies on the exchange, and those companies have come with new strategies or new technology, and we are seeing their numbers looking up. But people are not taking advantage of those because they lost money. That means what the NSE or SEC should do is not just gathering, I looked at them, they are not gathering reporters or financial journalists from different media houses to anywhere to gather.
Of course, it's your area, but okay.
And say, let's just educate them to go and write. No, you need to do what we call decentralized education. We have 6 political zones in Nigeria.
The decentralized market education.
Yeah. We have 6 political zones in Nigeria today. SEC cannot stay in Abuja and want to do education everywhere. Fine, technology is there to leverage on, but you have to know how you handle all this and educate them about it. Do you know that the money outside the formal system is more than what
formal sector?
Do you understand? For that, you need to educate them so that they can come back, because it's the confidence they have, the education they have. Like, I'll tell you that all of us will not go to school to study economics, to go and study statistics, to go and study accounting, to become professional. What you just need simple investment education that when I save, I can invest. And when I invest, I'm investing in quality companies, growth companies. When you have that knowledge, you won't be doing that quick syndrome overnight. You know that if I'm saving 500 naira in my stock market portfolio, where I'm planning my retirement, 500 naira, I'm buying stock. Before you know it, you've accumulated a lot of money for yourself. I want to give you an example. I was here in Nigeria. A client just coming from Canada. She said she has a school in Ekpaja. That he has been following me online. He need to take this knowledge to those kids in her school. I said, lady, where is your school? He said, I said, I will send you the head teacher's number. She did. And I called. The woman said, oh, they're having a parents teacher association. So did. Okay. And I sent I sent my team and I joined them over there too. But when I got there, my team has already started. When I go there, every month, I tell the parents to be dropping 500 naira for these kids before they finish their primary education, not education, primary education, student education. We have saved money for them. What are we buying for them? We're buying those value stock that we know that these are defensive stock, and then we're not buying. Even if somebody contributes 500 naira, what is it? But buy more because we're accumulating a particular stock for them. As you are buying, so you are doing savings already for that child. And before you know, when they are paying dividend, it's going to come to that account. When they give bonus, that before you know it, that's talking about. But people here, we don't plan with all that because we want to go and put my money in savings account where they are giving me 1.15% in a month. But in a stock, in a year, you can make more than 15%. For that, it's about education. We need to take it to the doorstep. The way I educate the man that is driving Marwa is not the way I talk to somebody that is on a stockbroker's staff that is a research person. It's very important to understand the level where we are talking. Bring it down. Then understand why they are saving. From that saving, why they should move to investment. Because most of them have money in their account. That the money is all lying follow. At the end, and the funny thing is that when they withdraw once or twice in a month, they forfeit their commission for that, their interest for that month in the savings account. If they are buying stock continually, accumulating, it's another way. But what we need to do now is that government should come down, partner with private organizations like Investor, like ProShare today. Now, many of them that are there in investment education, let's roll this out. When we do that, we educate Nigerians, they will come back. And the good is that the structure of the market is also changing. Why is it changing that? Before now, the foreign investor has dictate the pace of the market for Nigeria. But I think COVID-19 is another blessing in Nigeria.
Yes.
Another blessing for Nigeria that now when the foreign investors start to stay back, our institutional investors here start to take over the market. And you can see how the market is performing. I'll tell you, the market has done excellently in the last 2 years that after the post-COVID-19. For that, it tells you that we need this kind of structure, or we need let's educate more Nigerians to participate more, to support this investors. Before you know, our market now become a stable market that you can plan with. You can't plan on a stable market that is not stable. You know, if a market that come in, if a foreign investor come in today and he put the price of stock up, and when it's going, it brings down, the man that is on the street that is investing will be crying. But because the market is not stable, but now that we're seeing that institutional investors in Nigeria are the one playing the market, we need to encourage local investors to come back to support. You know, you have a stable market that you can plan over the next 5 years that can be saving. And if the company has good fundamental and they are focused, they are growing their earnings, you can see that the price won't fall too much. Because the numbers
so clearly, Mr. Ambrose, what you're clearly saying is that the major exchanges, the Nigeria's exchange group, which we know they have their market education initiatives already.
Yes.
Even they have a comic for children and all that. The FMDQ also have their education program for teenagers and even students. And the NSD, for unlisted securities, and even the commodities market, they need to really deepen the market education strategy and reach out more to other bodies involved.
Yeah, you don't just put it there. And also, you just mention something that I don't laugh. The population of 200 million people, we have less than 5 million playing the market. It's an aberration. That is,
seriously, yes.
You don't need to say it anywhere.
It shows we need to, that means because compared to markets like maybe India.
Exactly. And also, you need to remember that the government has often failed in developing the market where they can raise money. They depend on borrowing money outside the shore of Nigeria, which is not the best for us. If you develop this market, bring the foreign investors to come and buy an asset, invest in an asset, they still here, creating job for Nigerians. You don't need to go and borrow money for them, we pay high interest. No. Tell them you have a lot of assets that is not working here. Come and buy into our assets here and make money, but they decide to borrow money. And now, let me tell you, if the government crowd the market with high borrowing rates, where will the corporate world, we'll call it that the private sector will be playing. And don't forget that the government rate will be like a benchmark for them.
Yes.
And if the government is raising money on a high rate, that means it will affect them. But now, the debt profile in this nation is high.
It's high,
And which I told them in one of my meetings that I'm seeing that there will be little changes now. Because since the cost of servicing our debt is high, I don't see this government coming back again to borrow in that kind of rate they did before. And that is why I see for over getting to a month now, the fixed income market is looking for direction. No clear direction where they are going. They don't know where they are going because they don't know where the tide will play to. They don't know where the movement will move to. Why? Because if government says, okay, we've been borrowing money before at 7% rate. Now we want to do it at 4%. That means capital market, stock market become more active because most dividend yield alone is above 10%. And who can go to Treasury bill for a whole year now to speak like about 7.2%. Why? The capital market, a day gain can give you 10% in a particular stock if you know what you are doing in the market. For me, I see opportunity in the capital market. That means we need more people to come and participate. That is the only way they can create wealth with ease. You don't need to stand in the market and be ringing bell, come and buy. If you know how to send your money on errand, you stay in your fees, stay in your business, your money will be working for you, invest wisely. And that is what we are cut off for investors, educating Nigerians on how to make wise investment decisions, on how to invest in equity. Equity anywhere in the world. Go and check the billionaires in the world today. You know their
of course.
In equity.
Globally, US, UK, and other. And as we were just speaking, it just came clearly to me that we have a golden opportunity with the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation.
Yes.
The Corporate Affairs Commission has incorporated it. And so if we take it to the market and there is effective market education, everybody, like you said, from the suya seller to the market should be involved in getting shares there. And that's how you create wealth. So definitely that's an opportunity.
You just mentioned something that is very, very germane and very important. You see, we need to start doing the work now.
Yeah.
You take NNPC as national cake.
Yeah.
Which you know that before now is the political class are the one eating the cake alone.
Political class.
Then now that we are seeing the thinking turn around.
Yes.
That means this thinking should not be only on NNPC alone.
Yeah. Definitely. The entire state-owned enterprises, turning them. Dr. Ayo has talked about it, financialization of our state-owned enterprises, as is done in climes like Brazil.
Exactly. I know that Brazil will almost be particularly with Brazil in terms of population.
Only
just because our production aspect of economy is down.
So everybody can participate and then you can hold them to account. Of course, corporate governance and others.
What we need to do, as you just said, that for me, even the NNPC too, this is the time they should also go out for education, partnering with the SEC, partnering with
all the key market operators, and those that involve education.
And both are involved in it, as you just mentioned, so that we can take it to the doorstep of people that are interested. And also, one thing again, I know that when investors have confidence in you and you disappoint them, to bring them back is a problem. but it takes strategies and telling them before they come. But that's why if NPC is thinking of coming to NSC, to anywhere to make it public, they should work on their transparency. It's very important. Yeah. It's not just talking, when they're under government, they can do their thing and cover it. But now you are going to approach the public for fund or for anything. You need to be transparent that even a child can look you from one corner and see what we are doing, and adult, because that is a good thing on getting to becoming a public company. The good thing that people have access to your book at any time as needed by the regulators. That is how, if we can do that in Nigeria, all our debt, bring them to kind of secure them,
securitize them.
Yeah, bring foreign investors to come and invest in them. And therefore, this depending on borrowing. For me, this money we are borrowing now, what's it called? Senate is approving. We don't need it. We don't need it. We don't need it. It doesn't mean that the check and balance in government is not there, because you have to sit down at another angle of government, the one that we have approved before now. What have been a part on the economy? So going forward, we need to see a comparative impact of all the borrowing funds. I know the federal government released something, but we need to continue to scrutinize it. And that's very important. So if you look at how much has been borrowed and what we're seeing, you should marry them. No, we're seeing something they are doing, but marry how much that's involved. There has to be that scrutiny, and which is very effective. But let's move on to the issue of unclaimed dividend. That also shows the level of challenge we have in the country. I mean, you have unclaimed dividends that people are not even going to claim. You understand? The Securities and Exchange Commission told us that for 2020, it rose to 170 billion naira. But something unique they've done is they appointed a committee to identify the challenges, issue of multiple registration and all that, chaired by a seasoned market leader, Mr. Egboja Akibokwede. But what would you like to see happen more? Just in 1 or 2 minutes, what should happen more in terms of addressing this issue of unclaimed dividends? The step taken by the regulator to bring out the committee is a welcome one. Fine, I agree with you. But they should go beyond sitting either within the boardroom or within their Zoom meeting and all. They should pinpoint where there is leakages. And I will tell you from here, without looking back, that registrar is the cost of all these issues we are having. Not the registrars? The registrars. I'm telling you, registrars are the issue. Because they also got some innovative plans. Even with their technology, they are the cost of all this. I'm telling you, Nigeria would like to manipulate or let's say multiply process. That multiplication of process is what slows down a lot of things. If, for example, the day you are opening your CACS account, you will feed your bank account, your name, your address. I don't see any registrar asking for that again. CACS is the central clearing system. React with them. Whatever they approve, that means the person that person going to bank to go and bring because the person had the system, everything, even in an advanced country, US, let me speak example, they don't have all this registrar we're having here. It is just clearing system, that do everything. You don't need to have registrar, but if they want to still keep them because they are employing Nigerians, fine. But let them work in harmony with it. Be a seamless process. Yes, that will make it the whole thing. Because now, yes, the move according from the committee now, they have given a space that if you have multiple names, try and analyze them. Today, if you go to most of the registrar, once there is a change in the name, whether you come with Ambrose, Omodion, Isioma, now you have Isioma, Ambrose, Omodion, you start having an issue. But they don't have this, but if I give you a space, know that this person there, try and marry whole things and make it smarter. But I say registrar is the issue. If self might have a good intention, the computer has good intention, it's a swap back to the registrar. Because personally, I've visited the registrar like twice. I don't go there, but after when I go there, I have a share like almost 800,000 units. When I got there, I say 600. I say it's not possible. I've not sold my share. They say I should go back to one. I should go to CSCS. I should go and do backers confirmation. I said when I open my account, I've filled all this other. You see, I mean, personal like me, I have even knowledge of the market. Tell me that you don't leave the money there. That's why you are seeing the money, on the rise, because people say, "What me leaving my office to run up and down?" Whereas I open account. So in a nutshell, the processes have to improve. Yes. Even the e-dividend management system and all that. Because since you open account with a bank account, you later have to stop working for them, and CSS have your document. All this running around is not should be there. Because you come from them direct. I think that is where they should look at. And let them reduce, as I just said, let them reduce the process to become seamless. Processes should be seamless. Yes, so that people have access to it. Because I'm telling you, also government is also eyeing the money. That if you stay more than 6 years, they will transfer you. But the shareholders have taken that issue to court, but it's a national debate. Yeah. But the thing is that there are many people that their parents had shares, they are late. And that's one area to also address. They are late and they don't have information. You see, most of these old general banks, most of them are sitting on most funds that people know they are diseased, nobody to come and claim it, and the money is in the bank. That means as from tomorrow, if they say they want to trade those money, most of those old general banks will be shaking. What to also all these things we have to put in place, but I think
the processes have to improve,
yeah,
and registers are very critical. But like you said, the processes have to be improved.
Yes.
Now, as we wrap up, let's look at the millennials. They constitute over 50% of our population.
Okay.
How can we leverage technology to get this one? Because they also can become very critical components of retail investors in the market.
Like people, they can't catch them young. The good thing is that technology has come to stay. Now that you see anywhere in the world, the youth are the ones looking towards technology. I mean, even to bring it to market, it becomes easier. Just they have different platforms to trade. Let those platforms also inculcate investment education in those platforms. Not just putting it on the site and they be reading. No, there are people that they are not good in reading and getting understanding. Even if you're going to do video, bring investment education that is even to different languages in Nigeria. Yoruba language to do capital market education, Hausa to do capital market education, Igbo to do, even I use my data, a car to do investment education. Exactly, to do investment education.
Yeah.
See, those areas you are carrying them along. We need to leverage the technology you have in today to bring. Like I said, SEC should think beyond. I'm sure sitting down in the office calling NSC. No, let them utilize investment education. Before we know it, youth and those that have lost money, that are lost in their losses, will come back. Before you know it, market become another place that even the government, the private investor, private sector companies will be raising money with ease. Because I believe that, if I'm a stakeholder, we don't want that thing to fail. Ideas will come in because shareholder will share with you. But when you're alone, that's why people investing in one-man business, they find it difficult. But when you know that a quoted company, people can put money and also bring ideas to run it better. For me, we should leave it on technology and bring the youth, the upcoming, young men back to the market. That also support the market because in Nigeria we know that our active population are youth.
Yeah, and without you also leverage them effectively. Thank you very much, Mr. Ambrose. The clear message is that from the regulator, the Securities and Exchange Commission, we need to decentralize our capital market education so that we can bring millions of retail investors into the ecosystem. Thank you very much once again for a very incisive discourse around how we can restore retail investor confidence in the capital market. Mr. Ambrose Omodion, CEO Invest Data. Thank you once again.
Thanks.
That'll be all for this edition of the Market Review. If you have questions, comments, or suggestions on this interesting conversation on how retail investor confidence can be restored in the Nigerian capital market, send those views or questions or comments to otobasi.abasekong@proshare.com. It's being displayed on the screen. Also follow our social media platforms displayed on the screen to get further updates and analysis on the markets. We have them all captured for you. Log on to www.proshare.com and you get all the latest capital market stories and reports that occur in Nigeria. That has been our conversation for today. I just want to tell you that you need to be informed to get the right investment decisions. Thank you for watching and keep discussing the financial and capital markets because they create wealth and economic opportunities.